How do you actually make change? And when you have a goal, whether you're trying to, change careers or learn a new hobby or skill or overcome something challenging, how do you actually get there? Now, there are 4 stages of learning or 4 stages of change, and most people don't get to the end because they give up too soon. So the first stage is unconscious incompetence. And what this means is it's like, I don't even know what I don't know. People are unaware that a gap or a problem even exists because they don't know what they don't know. Basically, it's pretty simple, right? I can give you an example of what this would look like. If there's a better or an easier way of doing something, if you don't have knowledge about it, that is what unconscious incompetence is like. You just don't even know that you have an issue. That's the first thing. The second stage is when all of a sudden now you are aware a problem exists. You are aware that you've got a gap in skill set or in knowledge. You're aware and now conscious that there's an issue, there's a problem, there's a better way of doing things. This is called conscious incompetence. Now you know what you need to fix. You realize the importance of changing and doing something differently. Now you at least understand, so this is a good thing. The problem is that the next phase is where most people get stuck and most people quit. The third phase is conscious competence. This is when now all of a sudden you've got a gap in skill set. You're trying to fix it. You're making changes, but it's not easy. It doesn't come natural. It's more difficult. It's hard for you. That is what this stage is like, because whenever you're trying to change something until it becomes a habit and you can kind of do it without thinking, it's usually hard, right? And even sometimes what happens during this phase is you start to think that the old way was better. It was easier just to stay complacent and lazy and fill in the blank because you're not used to it yet. So you just have to give yourself time to be able to go through the hardship, learn the trials and errors, get through the difficult until it becomes easy. Think about the first time you rode a bike. I know it's a pretty lame analogy, but it was hard. You fell, you scraped your knee. You didn't just stop riding the bike. You kept going, you kept learning until you got to a point where you could literally ride your bike with no hands, right? I remember being able to do that. I can do it now, but I remember that. But most people don't give it the time it takes to actually learn the skill set to get to the next phase. And the next phase is unconscious competence. This is like Tiger Woods. You give him a golf club, he knows exactly what to do with it. This is like Oprah Winfrey. You put Oprah Winfrey on a stage, she asks somebody questions, she can get all the information out of them and make them cry. This is when it's easy, it's natural, it's like second nature to you. You can do it effortlessly, right? But most people don't ever give it the chance to get to this phase, so they give up way too soon. And then they think, my old way was better, my old way was easier. I'm just gonna go back to old, complacent, boring Krista self, okay? This is a good example for me is I am still in the third phase, right? I'm in a point right now in my whole food endeavor to where I know that I've got a problem. I know that it's something that I'm fixing, but it's not easy. It's hard right now. It takes effort. I'm gaining weight just by looking at food. I feel uncomfortable in my clothes. I'm doing all the right things and nothing, it's still not working, right? I've gained almost 20 pounds. And so I'm not comfortable and I have to just keep pushing through. I can go back to the old way of being, which is bulimic and, having an eating disorder and not keeping food down. And yes, being able to eat whatever I want and managing my weight that way, but also at the same time killing myself, hurting my family, not setting a good example, or being a good mom, quite frankly, and leading the wrong way. Or I can just keep pushing through, right? Eventually, I will get to a point where it's easy, it's effortless, it's not so hard, I don't even need to think about it. But I'm right now in the phase before easy. I'm in the hard, difficult phase right now. But my why and my reasoning super outlasts anything else, and I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep moving and I'm going to keep trying. Yes, there's been days where I've cried. Yes, there's been days where it's hard. There's days where I look in the mirror and go, oh my gosh, you have gained so much weight and it's very difficult for me. But I know if I keep pushing through, I was doing it for 37 years. It might take me a couple years until my body kind of starts to feel comfortable and safe and know that I'm not going to starve it. So it doesn't hold on and pack on to every single thing that I eat. But eventually I will get there. So whatever your thing is, just know that at least if you know there's a problem and you're willing to fix it, that's the first step, is knowing that there's a problem, knowing you've got a new goal, knowing you've got a new challenge. But then once you realize that and you're doing the thing and you're learning something new and you're trying new things and it's not as easy, it takes longer, it's harder, it's trial and error, it's risk, it's a lot of mess ups, it's messy, right? But if you just stick to it and push through the hard, eventually it will become easy. It will become effortless. And think about things in your life that are like that right now. I'm sure there's plenty of things that at one time was very hard for you to do, that now it's very, very simple. Like you are just a master. So get to the unconscious competence phase, right? But you've got to get through the other 3 phases, the hard, the ugly, the sticky, the effort, before you can get there. And don't be like most people. Don't give up too soon. You're 3 feet from gold. And as long as you don't stop and you keep trying and you keep going and you keep moving and you keep pushing, you will get there. I promise you. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know about your experience. Let me know about your journey, and tell me, what are you like so good at, like Oprah Winfrey or Tiger Woods, that you can do with your eyes closed? And answer the question, have you always been that way, or did it take time? Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do that you'd be interested in, and be sure to watch the next video. And if you find it helpful, go ahead and forward it to somebody, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.